Well, hey y'all. Welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess. Today we are doing Cookies and Candies 2025. This is hosted by the inquisitive farm wife, Miss Angela. Thank you so much for doing this collaboration. The cookie recipes dropped November the 16th through the 22nd, and the candy recipes dropped November the 23rd through the 29th, and this is going to be my entry. I'm using a very old book. It's actually a pamphlet, and it was in a book that I bought for a quarter, a recipe book. And I can't believe I got this in there. But it's recipes for happy holidays and goodies for giving. And so I'm going to be using a recipe from 1955, which is 70 years ago, y'all. And it is going to be for homemade candy. Let me find it. I had it and then I'd lost it. There it is. It's called Popular Peanut Butter Kisses. Let me set that down because I don't need that information. It calls for 1/3 cup of Karo syrup, red or blue label, 1/3 cup of peanut butter, plain or chunky, 1/2 cup of instant non-fat dry milk, 1/3 cup of sifted confectioner's sugar. It will make 24 1-inch pieces. And I am going to make this, and y'all, I think I've had this before, but I had it chocolate covered many, many years ago. My ex-father-in-law made peanut butter cups one year for Easter, and they were so delicious, but he wouldn't give me the recipe. I think this is it. So you might want to try it with a chocolate coating on it. I'm just going to make the peanut butter kisses. I'm not adding the chopped nuts, but you could certainly add some chopped nuts to the outside of this and make it so, so delicious. This recipe calls for 1/3 cup of Karo syrup, red or blue, and I put a little bit of um, olive oil on my cup to kind of help it drain off. So we're going to get that into our mixing bowl. And then we're going to follow this. Let me grab a spatula. We're going to use the same measuring cup, and we're going to measure out our peanut butter. So let me set that over here and grab the peanut butter. And I'm going to use my finger and get that back into the container. And give it a taste test. Let me wipe my finger down. And we're going to add in our peanut butter. Okay, I did a pretty good job of getting that out of the cup. We're going to mix this with a fork. Doesn't really say how to blend it, it just said to blend it. So we're just going to get in here and we're going to give this a good stir. Until it's incorporated. It says stirring gradually, instant non-fat dry milk and confectioner's sugar. So we're going to do a little at a time. It's going to become very stiff, I can tell you that. And just a little bit of this powdered sugar. It's supposed to be sifted. I'll be honest, I didn't sift mine. So it's beginning to make a ball. We're going to keep adding this in until all of our ingredients are incorporated. Yeah, my ex-father-in-law would not give me the recipe. And I begged him for it because I wanted to keep doing it for my children and my grandchildren because it was such a good recipe. So we're getting there. Ooh, that's stiff. I see why they say do it a little at a time. I think I'm going to get in here with my hands now because this is really stiff. And working it into the dough. So this is getting really stiff, but it's still pliable. And I'm scraping it off the bottom as I'm mixing it in, trying to incorporate that powdered milk and powdered sugar into this dough. I would not use a mixer, I don't believe. So you need to hand mix this as much as possible. I'm just going to scrape the bottom of this and try to get the rest of that powdered milk and powdered sugar incorporated into this. Okay, I think I've got all out of that bowl that I'm going to get. And we have a really nice stiff dough. I am going to get a little taste test. I'm going to set that aside, get my hands cleaned up, and then we're going to get this rolled into a log shape, and then we're going to cut this into 24 pieces. All right. I'm going to continue to work this dough a little bit more. So I'm thinking it's supposed to be 24 inches long. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. Let's see if I can work this down to make it about the length of this paper. So they're not going to be very fat, but they're going to be thick. So I've got 2 logs. Let me grab a knife and we're going to get this cut. And then I cut some papers into little 3-inch pieces to kind of wrap around this. And hopefully I can make little kisses or like little taffy bites. So I need 24 pieces out of each one. Or 3. I cut it in 4, and now I'm going to cut each piece into 3 sections. And this is going to be the size of your candy. So let's see if the paper is big enough. So it's not going to be perfect, but it is a candy. And make sure you're using the shiny side if you're buying that cheap Dollar Tree wax paper. And we're going to get these wrapped. And I think I would store these in the refrigerator because they contain milk, just to keep them safe. And I'm just going to check this and see if that paper's going to come off all right. Yeah, it's going to roll off the paper, so that's good. So let me get these rolled out, these cut up, and get them wrapped. Yummy peanut butter kisses. This is definitely a vintage, almost antique recipe. We're going to try one out and just see. I'm going to put it in the description if I decide that I'm going to dip them in chocolate if they don't harden up in the refrigerator. So you'll have all that information in the description box. Go back to the beginning of the video, watch it again, and write down the instructions because I'm not adding it to the description box this time. So these are peanut butter kisses. Mmm. Amazing. And I do believe this is what my ex-father-in-law used as the center of his chocolate peanut butter cups that he made. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. The wax paper works really well with those. I would cut it a little bigger than I did, maybe a 3x3 square, so that you have enough room to wrap, twist the ends like it's supposed to be on a candy, kind of like that. But other than that, They are delicious. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Angela, for hosting this collaboration. Y'all be sure to check out all of the content creators. There is a playlist linked below. Be blessed, everybody. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.